What up, everybody? It's your boy Dtlf here with my guy Empire Jeff. What's up, brother?
What's going on? What's going on? Happy to be here, man. Thanks for having
Man, of course, man.
me.
Thank you for blessing the channel. So basically, just want to do a live Q&A, man, with Laker fans. I'm sure they got tons of questions of where the Lakers are right now. There were some interesting NBA games going on a little bit earlier. The Cavs, unfortunately, lost to the Suns.
Hmm.
It looks like the Warriors won as well, or they're winning right now, last I checked.
Yeah.
And the Mavericks were whooping. But just really quick, how you feeling about how the Lakers, did yesterday and how they did over the weekend overall?
I obviously 2-0. Anytime with this team, you can take he'll take two back-to-back wins anytime you can get them. And one thing I did like about it is both of these games were kind of built-in excuse games.
Yeah,
Like so you had no LeBron versus Milwaukee, you had no front line versus the Timberwolves. So it was like we went through both sides. We didn't have our main guy, they didn't have two of their top guys.
yeah.
And we won both of those games. So in a game where we had to play our best to beat a Milwaukee team, like D'Lo, flowers to him. He did
That was
incredible,
crazy.
just nuts. And then I had to actually listen to that game. Couldn't watch the whole thing.
That's so
That was some back in the day stuff. But then and then last night's game, going in there and still a very good team without the two bigs. Very easy to kind of have a letdown game in that situation. You still have Ant, you still have Conley, you still had McDaniels, you still had Nas Reed, there's a lot of guys that could have really went in and got that win last night, and the Lakers did it. So as you know, as everyone kind of knows, I've got trust issues with this team. But I am feeling a little better with them. And if they're going on Wednesday, then they handle business,
Mhm.
then I think I'm gonna fall for it again. I think I'll fall for it again. So
So my guy Jeff is still hesitating just a little bit to give them the full benefit of the doubt, only
I am,
because they've been on a
yeah,
roller coaster, right? So I don't
yeah.
blame you for that because they have been taking us on a roller coaster ride all season long. By the way, guys, it's a Q&A. You guys could ask Jeff or myself any question you guys like, man, on or off the court, no matter. Ask away. We got our first one. Shout out to I Could Be Surfing for the super chat. He said, "Is it my imagination or do we have a better record against teams that are above 500?" Jeff, we have been playing a lot better versus elite teams, and sometimes we play down to the competition. I think that's the biggest problem with
Mhm.
the Lakers right now. We tend to play down to the competition, fam, and that is a huge issue for the Lakers. What do you think the issue is with that, man? Why do we play down and then we play up to the competition as well?
I think, well, initially you want to say our stars play better against top teams, but that's not always the case, right?
Yeah,
I think it's just overall the team just kind of just locks in there and just handles business against those top teams. And it's true, like against the top teams, like I said, we went 3-1 against the Clippers. We've gone 3-2 against Phoenix. We went 3-1 against OKC. We are 0-3 against Denver, obviously, and we struggle with Sacramento. But those other than those really two teams, and up until last night, Minnesota, if you take those three teams out of there, um, because when you just think of the matchups, forget just the top teams, just teams we struggle with matchup wise.
yep,
Everything outside of that is fair game to us. Even going into Boston without our top two guys and losing Vando at halftime, like we still did
true,
our thing in there, right? So
true,
this
yeah,
Laker team, this is why I will always said like going back to the summer, I still believe in the talent on this team. I still believe in the roster. As crazy that may sound, we just never got to see them all together. We still haven't. This team whole, maybe they can shock the world, right?
right.
But as far as we do play better, and there's a reason for that. And I think one of the layers of this that no one, and I didn't even really lock in on this until the other day when I was just being a nerd again and just digging and digging. Because what is it? I was looking, I was like, the thing that I haven't heard mentioned all season is the Lakers are the best team in the league when it comes to winning percentage in the clutch.
That was crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
and and
crazy.
and, I, and I'm just like, okay, what's like so when you look at that, and it's like now they're not may not be in as many clutch games as some team because of criteria, right? But as
Yeah,
far as when they're in them, they have the best winning percentage in the league.
right.
And I find that very interesting. Like so when they get there and they're able to be within that clutch moment, other than Denver, they haven't figured them out yet. I still want to believe the word yet.
Yeah,
Haven't figured them out yet. But outside of that, when it gets down to the clutch and the Lakers,
yep.
against top teams, lower teams, whatever, they've been money.
Absolutely. And you know what, man? This Laker team, like we've been saying, bro, they have all the talent in the world. They've been injury plagued, But I think that has to be a blessing in disguise if we can put it all together towards the end, because we are 6 games over 500, and that's the first time we've been 6 games over 500 in 2 years, since 2021. So that means we're doing something right, and we're actually trending towards the right direction with about 16 games left. So I'm very excited about that, Jeff, and I agree with everything you just said. Now, we do have an update for you guys on the Lakers injury report. If you guys haven't heard, if you guys been living under a rock or whatever, we got y'all. Okay, so Vando, according to multiple reports, Vando and Gabe Vincent are targeting their return before the end of March. That's their target date. Doesn't mean they'll get there. They'll have to be reevaluated still. But if they can get here before March and we have a couple of games to ramp up for potentially the playoffs, Jeff, that right there could be very crucial for the Lakers moving forward, man. And I'm excited what that could translate into, right? Now we also have something else for you guys later on in the video, guys. We got an awesome drop it coming from Court King. Shout out to my guy Chris, who put in the overnight work, man. And shout out to the team, always brainstorming, doing phenomenal things. But we got something special for you guys. 2 drops, not 1, but 2. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Jeff knows what's up. Jeff knows what's up.
I'm excited for this because it's fire. It's fire.
Yep. Okay, so Craig has a question here. Even if Vincent comes back, how effective will he be? And for me personally, Jeff, I think that's a great question, because we're not going to know the answer until he comes back, and depending on how many minutes they give him right off the bat. My personal preference for this is if they ease him back into the rotation. I don't want him thrown out there, simply because it does 2 things. 1, you risk re-injuring him, and 2, you risk messing with the chemistry that we're starting to build right now. Right, so those are the 2 things we got to watch out for when he comes back. Do you think Darvin Ham's gonna be able to handle this properly? Man, how you feeling about that? I know you're skeptical, but let us know how you feel about
that. Well, he's a smaller guard, so maybe he'll get out there just off default to that, right? I think my thing is this. I think he's gonna get in there just for the simple fact of him being a POA defender. Now he's not a top tier POA defender,
right,
but he is one, right? And I think on that merit alone, depending on the matchup, I think he will get out there. But I do agree. Let him get his legs under there and make sure he's able to stay in front of these guards, because they're going to test him early and often when he gets out there after a guy who's been out basically the whole year, right?
Right.
But I'm not really expecting too much out of him, because we don't have to. If he can come in, play strong backup minutes as being able to hit shots, get into the paint a little bit, and defend. Like if he can come in and give us whatever combination of 15 to 20 minutes, maximum, even, like I'm not even talking crazy, like get in there and contribute, because we still have to get minutes for Spence out there, right, who's been solid defensively. Like I think it's an ideal, because you got 2 guys now and potentially 3 in max. You got 3 guys now that you can bring off your bench to play defense, right? So if Austin and DLo don't get scoring early and they're not going to defend, now you can plug someone in there and try to help them. You got a combination of different things, so I don't think you rush him in, but he's also got to get in the game shape. Yeah, and the closer to St. Patrick's Day that he gets back versus April 1st, the better, because he has more time to get his conditioning and his reps in.
I'm excited for him coming back, with the exception of maybe small ball. And what's up, Craziness? How y'all doing, man? Good to see everybody.
What's up, Craziness?
Very excited for everything except for the small ball. I think if eventually if he gets healthy before the playoffs, he gets some reps in there. I can see a backcourt of him. I can see obviously Spencer Dinwiddie at the 2 guard. I would love to see Torian at the 3, but I know we're going to see small ball guards out there now with him added to the equation, because you also have Max Christie, who's been showing a lot of promise lately, and he's been doing some things here and there. Now, who do you think would be the odd man out when both him and Vando comes back? There might be 2 odd men out, but for sure there's going to be one. Do you think it'll be Max Christie most likely? Do you think, who do you have? Cam Reddish?
Cam. I think it goes back to what it would have been in the beginning of the season, because that was going to be the rotation. I think having Cam as like your 11th, 12th guy on a roster as an emergency wing defender, or if you got a guy you can plug in there for, like you go against a Clipper team, you go against Phoenix, like you have them there for that. Like
ideally, like they did the other night with the Milwaukee Bucks when they just plugged them in at the last possession on defensively, and they call a timeout for offensive switch. I thought that was. What did you think of that, bro? And I know it's a 2-part question, but I got to ask you because I haven't talked to you in a little bit. What did you think of that fourth quarter and the way he kind of like game planned at the end, defense and offense?
It was something that, like I said, I haven't been the most critical of Darvin, but my biggest criticism was his inability to coach with feeling within the game. Right. And that was coaching within feeling within the game. Now, whether that's whether that's something they talked about before, whether it's something an assistant coach told him, whether it's something a player told him, he did it, right? So that, like I said, my coaching heart got excited for that, man, because like I tell you, that was a philosophy always of mine. Especially if you save your timeouts like Darvin does, you can do that and you can swap those guys in and out. I thought that was great end of game management from a roster perspective and a lineup perspective of putting your best defensive guys on their best defensive guards. And then when the time to come to not only get your offensive guys in, but free throw shooters too. So that's typically that's standard around the league, pun intended.
Right.
That's like standard. Like when you go offense, defense. You like a lot of teams do that. And it's just Darvin's leash. Another thing that I think has been a problem, has been a little too long. He's worked on that. So there's that part. And as for the second question was odd man out, right? So I think the odd man out is going to be Cam. I think he goes back towards the end of the roster, potentially Christie as well. And then depending on injuries. But as far as like when you get Vando back, being a guy who can guard perimeter wing and some bigs, then you got to think about Rui. You got to think about Christian Wood when he comes back. And I think when Christian Wood comes back and Vando comes back, I think the two guys that are kind of going to be kind of the odd man out are going to be Cam and Jackson Hayes, really.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of versatility on this roster, and I think we haven't fully flexed it yet due to the injuries. But I really can't wait to see what the rotations look like when everybody's back. So I kind of agree with you. I do believe there's going to be a couple of odd men out. However, I think Coach has shown a favoritism towards Cam Reddish, so I think it'll be Max Christie more than anybody, and then maybe Jackson Hayes as well. But I would love it if Max got the benefit of the doubt. He's slowly but surely becoming more usable and more of a rotation piece for this roster because he can knock down the shot consistently now. You know, he can get to the mid range. He has that as a weapon, and defensively, he's very good. He uses his size. He has good defensive instincts. He's always had it since a rookie. And remember, I made the Tony Allen comparison, but with a better jump shot. Like, if he can pattern his game after any of those defensive-minded players, we would be in good hands, right? With Max Christie. But he has
3-and-D potential. He does.
Yeah, really good 3-and-D potential. People don't understand. He's still really young. What is he, barely 20? He's super young, bro. We drafted him a baby.
He's only like a year older than like JHS and these dudes. Like he was drafted. I think we got him at 18. He was 18 when they drafted when he turned 19. Yeah, he's like 20 years old. Like he's super young. His body and mind have not even matured yet, and he's in his second year in the NBA with LeBron James. And
between the ears, man, and here what, and people were already kind of putting him out there and saying he's a bust. We should have drafted said player and said player. Everybody's quiet now. Same thing they're doing to Jalen Heshafino. And by the way, credit to Jalen. He's been keeping his head down. He hasn't been tweeting shit. He's been putting in the work. You see him in the G League putting up 20s and 10s. So eventually it's going to translate potentially to the NBA. So I can't wait to see what happens there. Now, I Could Be Surfing says, are we built for the playoffs? And I think without a doubt, me and Jeff would agree that absolutely, yes, we are. This is a team that will fare they will fare way better. See, that's a tongue twister right there. They will fare way. Yeah, I was gonna say fair weather. They will fare way better in the postseason than they do during the regular season, because the regular season is like a marathon, especially for the older players. They just want to get through healthy. And then when you get into the postseason, you get into the 7-game series. Who's going to want to face off against LeBron and AD? You see what AD did the other night. Capable of doing it, he is. How often he will do it, TBD. But he's very capable. And then LeBron, man, he doesn't show signs of slowing down. We're hearing the PED rumors because he's not showing signs of slowing down. So I can't wait for the playoffs, Jeff. It's going to be really fun, man. There's a good one. I'll let you take this one, Jeff. Do you trust DLo moving forward?
I trust DLo. Believe it or not, I've always trusted DLo. My thing was that my not really trusting his ability to be used correctly. But if you guys have watched the channel, Dan's, mine, or anywhere else that I've kind of been around, I've been kind of one of those guys that I kind of over protected DLo because I always believed in his talent. I still do. I've always, even the first time we traded him, I always believed in DLo's talent. I've watched a lot of DLo when he was not a Laker. He has the clutch DNA in him. When he is used correctly and not just kind of tossed around a lineup, not just rotated at the 1, at the 2, starter, off the bench. When he's allowed to play, given the ball, and play with confidence, DLo is, I would say, and I think Dan would agree with this, over the last 25 games, he has been our third guy. Like he has solidified himself as a legitimate third guy for us. The problem is there are matchups that don't favor him well, right? Like there are some matchups that the De'Aaron Fox and Jamal Murray. However, I mean, those matchups don't favor Steph Curry. Those matchups don't favor a lot of the top guards in the league either. The difference is those teams do a better job of hiding them or keeping them out of those actions or making them so where they go back at them offensively. So if D'Lo is capable of getting 30, 40, I mean, I think he's got a 50-point game in his career. Yep. D'Lo is a capable scorer. So when you have nights where he's getting cooked by De'Aaron Fox, but you're not forcing De'Aaron Fox to play any defense, that should be a D'Lo game. Like D'Lo should be like, go back at him. So I trust D'Lo if they let D'Lo be D'Lo. He's going to have bad games, and that can happen. But if they let D'Lo be D'Lo, I do trust him. But I also, having said that, I need to see him, however far they get, he can't be the narrative why we lost. Because while I don't feel it was very fair for him last year because he had a bad 2 games really in the Denver series because he got benched, right? Outside of that, I think, they were blaming him for everything, but there's a lot of things that went wrong. So, and his December didn't help. So trust is a strong word with this team. I don't know if I trust this team, like I said, and trust issues are a problem with me, but I'm becoming more and more confident in D'Lo because this stretch, there's some real data here now. There's some real longevity to this stretch. And I think he continue doing this as long as they keep featuring him this way.
And you know what? Let me answer that question as well, because I have a similar but different answer. And that was a great answer. As far as trusting, they're going to have to earn our trust in the playoffs, right? That's when you really see the identity of a player shine. Like we saw Austin Reeves take off in the playoffs, and we were like, yes, pay the man instantly, right? Now, there was some hesitancy with D'Lo because he suffered defensively last year in the playoffs, and offensively he struggled to really score in that Western Conference Finals. Credit to Bruce Brown, who absolutely did his homework on him and slowed him down. But D'Angelo Russell, I believe, and this is my theory, right? We all like D'Angelo Russell. We've been hard on him, just like we've been hard on AD the last couple games when he struggled against, mid centers that were dropping 20s on him, 20 rebounds and shit. So we're hard on all our players. That's what I think, the public needs to understand. That doesn't mean we don't support him. That doesn't mean we're not fans of this. We had D'Lo merch before he went off, So we always wanted him to be either the 3rd or 4th best player on this team. Now, come playoff time, I think, where everything, assuming we make it to the playoffs, we're in a 7-game series. I really feel like, and this is just my gut, that D'Angelo Russell has finally turned the page on his career where he's discovered who he is. Every player has a different timeline, throughout my career and my life of watching basketball. I have realized that there's some players that get drafted. For example, when Blake Griffin and Steph Curry both got drafted in the same draft, people forget Blake Griffin was the number 1 overall pick in that draft. And Curry was what, number 8 to the Warriors, number 7, something like that. So, that rookie year, who won Rookie of the Year? Wasn't that Blake Griffin? And that didn't mean that he was the best player in the draft, right? Clearly, Steph Curry went on to have a superior career than everybody in that draft. But it just shows you that everybody's on a different timeline. Like Curry really showed his colors after they traded Monty Ellis, and he was able to take off it was like year 2 or 3. I don't remember exactly the year, but he was able to take off under Mark Jackson, and they just they became a different team under his leadership, right? So, but again, then you'd had the late bloomer, Steve Nash. First time he won his first MVP, career MVP, was in his 30s. People forget that. Steve Nash was a really good player with the Dallas Mavericks, but when he went to the Phoenix Suns and he was under that Mike D'Antoni offense, that's another thing. When they get comfortable under an offense, under the schemes, under the coaching, they become different players. So I think D'Angelo Russell has gotten comfortable, and he is going to be this player for the most part moving forward. Doesn't mean he won't have a bad game here or there, but it means that he's now comfortable handling the rock, running the show for the most part for the Lakers, and going crazy in the clutch, right? He has been at times our best offensive threat on the floor during the last 2 months or so. So credit to him. That's all we can say. Now, trust is earned, not given. So let's see what happens in the playoffs, baby. Let's see what happens. But I love what he's done so far, Jeff. We're both on the same page as far as that goes. And boy, I think hands down, this is the best stretch of his career, right? As far as like sustaining a certain amount, he's been outplaying the likes of over the last 2 months of Damian Lillard, even Jamal Murray numbers. I've compared a lot of these numbers. He's been outshooting them percentage wise. The efficiency has been better. The assists are higher. He's doing better things as a floor general when he's actually handling the rock. And I think LeBron has now seen this, because we even saw when he came back last night, we saw D'Angelo Russell for the first 2 quarters just getting comfortable, just pocket passing, coming off the screens, finding Jackson Hayes, doing the things he had to do, right? And then in the 4th quarter, we saw LeBron James and everybody just kind of berserker barrage. They kind of just took over and just went off, right? But it's a beautiful thing to see when it starts coming together. And the crazy part is we're still not the complete puzzle. We got to factor Vando back in. You got to factor Gabe Vincent back in. Then we got to see what chemistry and combinations, when we throw them out there together, are going to work the best. So that's on Darvin. That's on Darvin's plate, right, to make it work, because we clearly we have the talent. We've competed with the Bucks, beat them with no LeBron James. We went into Boston, one of the best teams in the NBA, if not the best. Went in there, no LeBron, no AD, and we cooked their ass. And yes, Austin Reeves outplayed both of their players, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum combined. So that's the capabilities we have on this team when everybody buys in and is moving the rock and finding the hot hand. Well, how will it translate to the playoffs, and how will the combinations work? TBD, right? So
yeah.
It's a very lengthy answer, but I had to kind of spaz off a little bit. Go ahead.
Page of Jeffrey right there, long-winded. No, but everything you said is true. And just to touch on that, and this is why I've always said in proper roles, because there's a difference of, see, D'Lo before would be looking to get his shots in early because he didn't know when he was going to be in charge of having the basketball again, right? Now he's out there, he's comfortable and confident. Look, I can look for my teammates now, and I still have time to get mine, right? So he's not worried about looking over his shoulder. He's not worried about not getting his shots. He's not worried about not getting his touches. He's not worried about not being able to get to his spots. Like, he's not worried about any of that stuff. And that's a player playing free. When you got players playing free, that is a dangerous team. And that's why they went in, they beat Boston, because the Lakers went in there playing free. They went in there against Milwaukee and they were playing free, right?
Absolutely.
So a team that's playing free, here's the thing. You can play free when your stars are out there too. That's the thing, right? The stars have to let the role players and their teammates play free. And I think this team is connected a little bit more. I just love that term when we're talking about teams. They look more connected. Like, did you see that game when D'Lo, I saw, like, when he was talking to the sideline reporter, right? And everyone was coming up making that like all that, like they were really like they're happy. They're genuinely, not just because they won the game. You can tell, like, he's liked by his teammates. Like, they genuinely are rooting for him. And Austin
has been a great team
all year.
Even when he went to the bench, he's been a great teammate, just to add to what you're saying. But go ahead.
Yeah, and that's what I've been saying all season. You've seen him, even when he was benched, he was celebrating his teammates' success. And when you have that, then guys will naturally root for you, right? So the Laker fan base, like, they don't play games, man. You have a stretch of bad games, they are on you. We have a stretch of great games, they love you again. But when you have that inconsistent, when they don't know if they can 100% count on you, he could play great for the rest of the season, and I think he will. There may be a couple of duds, but that happens. But he has to do this come playoff time to really, really seal the deal and ensure that he's a Laker long term.
Absolutely. But couldn't have said it better myself. Chris asking, is basically the clutch stat the 5 minutes or less in the fourth quarter?
Final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime with the lead or deficit of 5 points are right in that range. So
that's impressive that we're leading that category. That bodes well for us heading into the playoffs. There's going to be a lot of games that go down to the wire in the playoffs. That's what they're built for, the playoffs. That's what I said. They definitely are. Absolutely. Let's see. Other question. My guy, if Gabe comes back, what's your bench lineup? I'll let Jeff take this one first, and then I'll go. Assuming they stay with the same starters, which I assume they will. So let's say it's D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, Braun, AD. The bench lineup, as far as if you're talking about like rotation, I think our backup guards then are Spence and Gabe. Once Gabe gets his flow back, right? Yep. I think Prince in the wing, and you got Vando, guarding wings in the 4, and backup center. Probably, I still think that if Darvin Ham is kind of committing to buying into things that are actually working on paper, then it'll be Christian Wood. And then if not, Jackson Hayes, right? But so that's probably the 10 people. I will go 8. Like, if we do 8, so the starting 5, then it's probably Spence, Gabe, probably 9. Vando and Prince is probably the top 9 there. And then a combination of Wood, Hayes, depending what their health is like, depending what the lineup is like, depending how they're playing, and then Cam if there's guys out too. But I think that'll be probably the top like 9. From there, then like swap one of the bigs out for the 10th. Absolutely. That's a good rotation right there. For me, it's not so much of who they're going to put out, but for me, I want to test out different things and see what works. For example, we come out here with Gabe, Spencer Dinwiddie, Taurean Prince, or you can even put Taurean Prince at the 4 if you want to play small ball. But let's not forget about, we're already forgetting about Christian Wood. He's there, right? So I would actually like to go big. I would put Taurean Prince at the 3. I'll put Christian Wood at the 4 and Jackson Hayes at the 5. and now let Max Christie come in and get the spot up minutes. And then if Torian isn't playing good, you let Max Christie take his minutes, and vice versa. Whoever's not playing good, then you rotate Cam in there. That's the way I would personally do it. However, if Gabe Vincent comes back and he's like a shell of himself, he can barely move, and he's like a liability defensively. Now I'm going big boy lineup, and my big boy lineup off the bench is actually Spencer running the point because he's a pretty good combo guard who can play, make, and create. I got Max Christie running the 2. I got Torian Prince at the 3. I got Christian Wood at the 4, and I got Jackson Hayes at the 5. That's my big boy bench lineup right there, man. But you can't really go wrong as long as you play the hot hand and you make in-game adjustments. Every night is going to be different opponents, so we can maybe mix in different combinations, right, off the bench especially. The starters, I think they're going to have to be solidified. We also have to factor in the fact that Rui might head back to the bench when Vando comes back. So that would look a lot different if he does, So
I'd prefer that, actually. I'd prefer that. You know me, I've been saying that from the get-go. Vando, to me, is a man. I think that just takes us to another level as a starting lineup.
You want to know what I prefer? I'll tell you right now. And this might be controversial because I love Austin Reeves. But I'd rather bench Austin Reeves. I'd rather put Max Christie in the starting lineup with D'Angelo Russell and with Vando. Now you got a little bit of a balance of shooters with defense, and they can switch multiple positions. And now you got Austin Reeves being a combo guard off the bench alongside of Spencer Dinwiddie. You got 2 ball handlers, playmakers. Don't have to do too much, so it might take down the turnover ratio for Reeves. And now they can kill. Like we can have a killer bench and a killer starting lineup. I want them to find that balance, and we have it, Jeff. It's right there. Take it.
I don't think that's controversial. Like I've often said too, like our best lineup has Max at the 2. And Reeves, I think we can agree. He, whether he starts or come off the bench, he plays the same, and he can still play starters minutes and finish games. So, like, to me, I would prefer to bring him out. I don't think that's controversial, like, at all. I think that's smart, right? Maybe taking people might not like it, but I think it's smart. All the eye test and the numbers say the same thing. The way they start games. If you have D'Lo out there as the offensive guy, Max Christie is the 3-and-D guy. I've always wanted Vando to starting lineup like that. That's just been a thing I really, really want. But assuming he's able to do it health wise. And then you have, then it goes back to what we thought we had at the beginning of the season. Now you got Austin, and even added now with Spence, Austin, Spence, Gabe, Torian, Rui. Like I'd say Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish. Now it's like, man, you say it like that, and your mind kind of goes back to July now, right? That it's like that's kind of what it was. So I would love that starting lineup defensively, man. And Bron, AD, and D'Lo would have to get off to great starts offensively, which they could, I think, if those other 2 guys with AD are imposing their will defensively against an opponent.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I mean, they can really go with any combinations they'd like. But to me, it's all about what works, right? I'm open-minded. As a Laker fan, I just want us to succeed. It don't matter. Like, I'm not a player fan. I don't care who's doing what or whatever. I love the fact that D'Lo's going off, even though I wanted him traded in December because he wasn't doing it.
He deserved that chat. He deserved that talk, though.
So the fact that he came back and did this, yes, I'm very excited for him, very happy, and I'm rooting him on. And he has solidified himself as a starting guard for sure, hopefully for years to come. But like Jeff said, depending on what happens in the playoffs, moving forward. All right, there's an interesting question here for you, Jeff.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. So actually, you know what the funny thing is I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but one of the requirement to come on Dan shows, you have to be on camera, right? So it's like it's kind of which I like, and when I have people on my show when it's an actual like formal one, then I do that too. I got picked that up from Dan. That's a good thing there. When I have panels, which is rare for me, then I sometimes don't make guys show their faces. My channel's a lot smaller than Dan's, obviously, so I don't have to deal with too much of that yet of craziness. So but as far as to be honest, like really it's just because I'm usually doing other things when I'm doing my show. My dog is all over the place usually that time of night, and honestly I'm usually working on 2 or 3 different things, and so I can focus on that while talking to y'all and doing it. But I'm really not camera shy at all. It just allows me to multitask, and if I have the camera on, I've got to focus straight ahead, and it kind of slows me down on the other things. But if you guys want me on camera more, I have no problem showing my big ass head and forehead on camera. I have no problem doing it. I have no problem doing it. I have no problem doing it. It's just I've always wanted to be like a radio guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I've tried that method, Jeff, and it's actually freaking easy just to turn it on and go. Like when I do late nights with my girl.
Oh God, man, it's
late at night, and she's not somebody who loves being on camera either, even though she's beautiful, right? But she's not somebody that loves being on camera. So I, we do the late nights. I always did them just the voice and it works. So
yeah, it's easier. It's easier,
yeah,
but it's but if it's something that the people want, I mean, I don't know why they want to really look at me. But outside of no,
I
but
think it's
that's
because
pretty
they
much
want to
what it
read
is.
your facial expressions as you talk. Probably, they want to see like when they ask you a question,
Yeah.
how you react and type stuff.
And I do have a lot of facial expressions, so
Yeah.
that's probably right. But that's really all it is. But really, it's one of the prerequisite to come on the shows. You have to show yourself on camera. So that's why when you see
Yeah.
me over here, I'm always on camera because house rules, right? But I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. It just I really like multitasking, and when I can knock 2 or 3 things out at night while doing the show, and like I said, I feel like I'm doing a radio show because that's always been a goal of mine.
That's pretty cool.
That's just really what it is. You know what I mean?
You're gonna get there, Jeff. You have the golden voice for radio, man. It's only a matter of time before AM 710 hits you up and be like, "Hey, man, how would you be interested in coming on with Michael Thompson and blah blah blah?" You never know, bro. Keep it up, man. Look, so somebody has a question. He said, "What's up with Wood? When is he coming back?"
I haven't heard like a real update on him. Have you?
We haven't had an update on him. Last I checked, he's gonna be reevaluated next week. So what that means is that nobody knows. That's what that means. They gotta evaluate him. They've been giving his body time to heal, and then they'll check to see how his progress is coming along. That's usually what it means when when they say reevaluate in a week or two. Miguel says, who's better in your opinion, Dan and Jeff, Vando or Jaden McDaniels? Oh, that's a good question.
It's a good one.
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
No, I'm thinking if you off the top of your head, if you already feel.
I think I like Vando better defensively, but Jaden McDaniels way better offensively. That's my answer. Like, if you confuse them both together, you would have a superstar because you know what I'm saying? Like Jaden McDaniels can put the ball on the floor, he could attack off the dribble, he could spot up, he could do it all offensively. And defensively, he's solid. Meanwhile, Vando is an elite defender, could take out an opponent's best player out of a game on any given night. And he's a workhorse, but they're two completely different players. Even though they're both similar size, they're two completely different players. I see Vando's a spark plug energy guy, and I see Jaden McDaniels as a utility belt tool type player who jack of all trades, masters of none. So it depends what you're looking for on your team, right?
Yeah. And it's, as far as like what the roster looks like, what the fit is for our team, I think Vando's is the type of guy we need. What type of starting backcourt we have. People think they're more similar than they are, but Dan nailed that. It's perfect. Like Vando's better defensively. McDaniel is better offensively. I think McDaniels is probably closer to Vando's defense than Vando is to his offense, but I think they both can improve on that. But for this team, I think, man, I feel like, and Dan, I know you know this too. I feel like so many people just haven't seen for long stretches what Vando can do for this team. Like if you guys just go back and watch that first half in Boston, man, and that was about to be every game. Like he had turned a corner. You remember that game in Dallas last year, Dan, when LeBron got hurt? Like he is at that point. That's why I would take him over McDaniels, because the ability to take over a game without ever having a play called for him. Like he could take over a basketball game. He can win you 2 games in a series just with his activity. So he obviously he's not to his level of play, but that's almost like Draymond Green level impact.
Yes.
When he's healthy.
Yes.
And that's what he is like. He's just, man, like he's done his defensive instincts like are incredible. He does stuff that like when we all at these offensive players, like this is the God-given talent. His instincts and senses on defense is a God-given talent, and we have him.
That's true, and we're blessed to have him. He changed the whole dynamic of this team from the moment he landed here. As good as DLo was, Vando was the biggest difference maker last year for us, and one of the main reasons we got on. Now, that's not to take away nothing from D'Angelo Russell, but just as far as what he brings to the table and his energy, like Jeff said, and I've said this as well many times, he is our Draymond Green. He's our battery, right? He's the battery that makes the machine work. And when you have him defensively, the machine is insane defensively. Like he's fucking up passing lanes. He's out here, locking up on-ball defense, off-ball defense, the weak side. I mean, help side blocks, rebounding, everything. Every category improves. It's like in NBA 2K when they play, they got the Hall of Famer anchor badge. What that means is he makes all of his teammates better defensively when he's on the floor. So
he mucks it up, man. Just mucks it up.
Yep.
Man, that Boston game, man, just
that was beautiful. That was lovely. I was so pissed he got hurt, bro, but that was lovely, and he gave us enough energy and jolt to finish that game.
Yeah,
They won that one for Vando, so I love the fact that they finished it off. Now, here's an interesting question right here by my guy Darius Ford, and we're almost gonna listen. We haven't forgot about the Court Kings reveal. We got not one but two. Okay, and this might be the only time of the year we drop two reviews at once.
Man.
Yeah, make sure y'all stay tuned. Okay, but I gotta say, this question right here by Darius Ford, I'm not exactly sure what you mean, brother. I remember you sent me a video, a voice video where you said you wanted to talk about what I said the other time, which was recruiting you as a Laker fan, because this is a Warrior fan who all of his family is Laker fans, right? So I said, man, come on over to this side. It sounded to me on the video, but I'm not sure. If I was a shrink, I would say you're contemplating switching sides. Has your boy done a good job of recruiting you over to the dark side? I'd love to know, man. Let me know in the chat, because if that's the case, I'm gonna feel good about myself. I was just teasing him too. I was like, bro, Curry's time is almost up. It's your time to jump on now before they start calling you a bandwagon, So it was just a little mini pitch, and I was just messing around. But hey, if he took that to heart, bro, and then resonated with you, you're always welcome on this side, man. I'm no gatekeeper, by the way.
We've been expecting you. Come down.
Come on down, man. Absolutely. We got some words of encouragement from my guy Jeff.
Hey, thank you.
There you go. Mamba says, Jeff, you have a radio voice, bro. You can do it. Yes, we're all rooting for Jeff, man. All rooting for Jeff. Jaden McDaniels, Lakers pick. They traded. Oh yeah, we did. Who did we trade that pick for?
I forgot about that till someone said it the other day, and I was, that's right, but I can't remember. I was like, because I saw someone mention that the other day, and I was off the top of my head. I'm like, was that true? And I was like,
yeah, it was. I think he was included in the when we offloaded. Who did we offload? Larry? No. Who did we offload? DLo. Wasn't he included in the DLo package? Wasn't he one of the picks that went that way, and we got a higher pick coming this way, and that turned into Kuzma or something like that? I think they got Jaden. I don't remember.
I just remember because I had forgotten. And we said, I go, that sounds familiar, but I can't off the top of my head. When someone told me the other day, I was like, I don't think that's true. And I was like, wait a minute, I think it is. And then I was like, I drew a blank though.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was. If you guys can remember, that'd be great. Let's see here. Do we have any more questions? If not, it's time for the reveal, fam. If we don't have,
let me turn it on here. Let me make it mark it live real quick.
Okay, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Oh yeah, it's about to hit the airwaves, man. Now listen. There's a little mini backstory behind this right here before we drop it, right? So over the last week, guys, we got word that Akira Toriyama passed away. And for those of you that don't know, this is the creator of Dragon Ball Z. This is a childhood cartoon for a lot of us that we grew up watching, right? So I'll say in a lot of ways, we wanted to show our love in a tribute form, but also mix it with Lakers, So, we reached out to Chris and talked to him about some concepts, and this is what we came up with. So as soon as Jeff lets us know we're live, we're going to go ahead and share. There you go. All right. So the first one, is my concept right here. It says, show off your Lakers pride with Court Kings. Now check this out, man. Y'all, tell me what y'all see, chat. Tell me what y'all see other than great. Tell me what y'all see other than great. Listen, this right here, man, I ain't never seen it. This is two Saiyans, man, protecting the Lakers' energy. And what this is right here is just a tribute to obviously Dragon Ball Z, and also a tribute to Laker fans who are always fighting off the haters and protecting their Laker energy. So this is like a double dip right here, man. So that's the first one that's now available officially on shopcourtkings.com. I know my Dragon Ball Z fans are super happy about that. So let us know what you guys think, because we always welcome feedback. That's the first one. And again, let me show it to you guys one more time, man. Protect Lakers, my Lakers energy with a Z. All right. That's just a little throwback right there to Dragon Ball Z. So definitely tap in. I know you guys are going to love it, man. You Dragon Ball Z fans are going to eat this up, man. I know I'm going to get my own copy right here, man. What'd you think of this one, Jeff? How you feel about
colors pop? Like, so like another backstory where like, I'm literally, I don't really know much about anime. I don't really know much about, like, obviously I know what Dragon Ball Z is. I know a lot of people that are down with it, a lot of people that love it, but like, even for someone who's not even into that type of stuff, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, like this is the day. And like, to be honest, like, so that was Dan, that was Chris, like Dan being Dragon Ball, Chris with his just incredibleness. I was just like, yo, I don't really know much about this, but that is fire. I was just like,
Yep.
oh my!
Shout
And when
out
I
to
saw
Chris.
it, yeah, that is just those colors. Just
And listen, Chris was able to come up with this on the same night that I shot over the concepts to him. So that is what the real MVP right there, Chris, man. Shout out to Chris. Hit the horn one time for Chris,
yeah,
Jeff.
this is just
Just a
those
master
colors, man. Those colors are just
Yo, Dragon Ball Z
God.
is elite, man. And Lakers combined, okay. But now we got to go with the universal appeal, man. And there's a little backstory to this one as well. So I always wanted to do some sort of anime mashup. Obviously, this is a perfect time, man. Again, RIP to the creator of Dragon Ball Z, man. This guy changed a lot of people's lives, believe it or not. This is what got me into anime. I didn't used to be into anime. I thought this was a cartoon growing up as a kid. But you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of haters out there, man, both in Laker Nation and anime world and everywhere in life. And I think everybody will resonate with this one. Blast on them haters. Are we proud of this or what, man? Listen. This right here to me is my favorite all-time piece I've ever been involved with on Core Kings yet, because it just resonates with me personally and with a lot of people who have haters. Y'all gonna want to cop this right here, man. This ain't even solely Lakers related. This is just everything. This is just universal language right here. Blasting on them haters. You see who it is on the cover, man. And Chris pretty much captivated, man. Exactly what I wanted him to put on a t-shirt and then some. So again, major props to Chris, Jeff, and I'll let you go ahead and go off on this one. But this is just beautiful, man.
This is fire. And Dan, like I said, Dan having over 24,000 subs, like just killing it. He gets, he's got to obviously deal with a lot of wave of people and a lot of things that but a lot of love, way more love than hate. But there's always that pack of wolves out there, right? So this one, man, is just incredible. So like when I saw, because I obviously like we knew about the first, I didn't even know about this one, right? And when it popped, I was like, oh man, this is fire. When you see like the colors, but it's just. And it just does it. So it's just like, unfortunately, the society that we live in today, right? Yeah. Hating is just a way of life, right? So why not have fun with it? You know what I mean? And so just, blast on them haters, man. Because like I said, having a disagreement or not liking something is one thing, but just straight out hating on someone, this is for them. So just shoot it to them. And you rock this, man. God, this is like, I'm telling you, I'm not even like an anime guy. This is so hard, man. Yeah, this is crazy.
I gotta break the piggy bank for this one right here, man, because blasting on them haters just so monumental. Man, whether you're at work or you're at the park, wherever you go, you're at the gym, you're gonna have haters, fam. If you want to give them a big fuck you, this is the t-shirt for you, man. Blast on them haters. That's what you do. This is how you gotta operate. This is how you gotta live your life, man. You gotta charge up for them hoes, man, and be ready to blast on them haters, man. 24/7. Let's go. That's this is the 2024 energy. This is what me and Jeff doing, and Chris and me's. We blasting on them haters. Trust me, we got plenty already. And also, this is for the supporters, man, because you guys need to charge up and blast on y'all haters as well, man. But this is beautiful artwork, man. I couldn't be happier with my team making my dreams come true out here, fam. This one right here, I shed a thug tear for this one, brother.
Yeah, that one, man. They both like when you see that first one, you're like, okay, the colors like I didn't, like I said, when the second one came, I was like, bro, this is retarded. like this is just from like literally. I think you said this in my text, and when you texted me, and like this. You said it perfectly. Is this like the vision you had, like Chris just took it and just ran and just executed it perfectly. It's hard to find words even because it's like, and I'm a wordsmith and I'm still like, but it's something special when something in your mind you see becomes something, right? Yeah. And then it's one thing when something's in your mind and you create it yourself, then it's like, okay, but when it's in your mind, you communicate it to someone else and they deliver upon your vision. Like, man, that's art. Like that is just absolute incredible. And like I said, like for someone who's not even an anime guy, like I would rock this. This is incredible. This is fire. You know what I mean? And it's not just because it's like Court Kings, like that's fire. Like it's killer.
Big facts, man. And for sure, listen, and this is all possible because of you guys. You guys have been supporting, you guys have been purchasing, you guys have been, so if you guys want to see more merch like this, go ahead and click on the link, show love, man. This is how we get Chris out here working his ass off. Listen, this concept was dropped in one day and it was finished by nighttime. And then he said he was busy. He finished one, and then he said I think he texted me like what 1, 2 a.m. He was finished with the second one. So I was like, I couldn't believe it, bro. And it was just again, it doesn't do justice. The artwork is just so amazing, man. My word,
those colors, bro. Like I
protect
can't.
my Lakers energy, fam. Come on, fam. I'm going to the Laker game with this one time.
Yeah, that is like I'm looking at this 4K monitor, and it's like these colors are like jumping off the screen at me, bro. This is
and what people don't know is that the we produce the absolute best material for them. Like we ain't cutting no corners on this, man. Like the clothing is. Y'all ever wear those shirts that are like hot underneath because the graphic bleeds through the shirt and it's like wool underneath? This ain't that, man. These are the comfortablest, like the best cotton, man. Everything, like the material.
Premium.
Man.
Like this
for
is
you
the
guys, man.
top level quality shirt that you'll find. Like designer brands, some of them, like top tier designer brands, print on a slightly lower quality than the ones that we print on. So that I'm telling you, like when we sought this out, there's a reason like we chose this style of shirt is because we knew once you put these on, you're gonna feel the difference as soon as you put these on.
Absolutely. And look, we got testimonies already on here from some of our top supporters, man.
Mm-hmm.
He said they are insanely comfy. I wear my shirts the most. My guy Angel, he said, I can't wear scratchy shirts. Court King does none but comfy internal. And listen, this is just the good people. So again, this whole brand has been by the people for the people, man. So we're just happy, man, that royalty loves it, man. You guys can all be royalty with Shop Court Kings. Make sure to pick these up. I'm not sure. I never even asked how long these are going to be on the website for, but
not long. Not long.
Before they're gone. I'm telling you right now, click the links, go cop these, man. And again, show love because these are all for you guys, man. It's not possible without you guys' support. So again, thank you guys. And again, I want to thank my guy Jeff for coming on here tonight, man. I think that's the proper way to exit the show, with some fire. I can't really top. You can't top that. Once you put this on the screen,
those colors, bro. That is just those. My God, it just jumps off the screen with those colors, bro. Like
once we put this right here we put this on the screen, fam. That's how we got to exit. And but before we do, I'm gonna let you shout yourself out, Jeff. I know you might get some stuff off your chest as far as what you got going on and whatnot.
Oh man, I'm just looking forward to Dodger season, right? That's around the corner. Can't wait to start covering that, man. I'm gonna do some Dodger giveaway soon over on Empire Jeff TV. So head on over there. Got some things I'm working on with the Dodgers that I'm gonna be really excited to announce soon. So like just excited to cover baseball. I love the sport of baseball. I'm excited to see Dan cover baseball this season because I know he's excited about it this year. I'm just excited to see people. I'm excited to see people show interest in baseball. I want everybody. I want content creators coming. I want baseball to be popping again. You know what I mean? I love the sport, right? So, and that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited I want to see more basketball people covering baseball. I want to see all that because I want to bring the basketball community to baseball. We have a chance to see a historic run with these Los Angeles Dodgers, man, and we all need to be part of it because it's going to be special. And just enjoy it and support everyone that's covering it. Get your kids in baseball, your little brothers, your nephews, go to games. Like let's rebuild this baseball culture. And that's what I've obviously ride it out. We riding the Lakers till the wheels fall off this season. But at the same time, I want to continue to build excitement for what is coming for the Los Angeles Dodgers, man, and just baseball in general. So make sure to get over there on Empire Jeff TV. Check that coverage over there. I'm excited. I'm gonna have Dan over there with some baseball talk.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I want to do this season. I'm gonna be going to Dan promised, man. He's I'm gonna hold you to that. He's going to his first baseball game with me.
We going together. Me and Jeff.
He hasn't been for a while. So I'm excited to be in Dodger Stadium with Dan. I'm excited to cover the Dodgers, to give you guys stuff from the channel, Dodger related. So just really excited over there. So tune in over there. And Playback needs to get MLB, Dan. Like they just need to get that done already.
They do. You know what they do? I actually asked them. They said they were working on something.
Yeah, no, they are. They're almost like they hit me up the other day. And they're like, yeah, MLB is a little bit more difficult. But they're working on it, and that is, man, I cannot wait for that. So
very excited, man, to see all the content on your channel, man. You keep growing, you keep shining, bro. And let me tell you, if y'all haven't subscribed to my guy, what are you waiting for? Go right now. Not only does he cover the Lakers, but my man is going to be covering the Dodgers even far more than I am. Trust me, I will be a casual when it comes to Dodger baseball. I will be dropping in from time to time.
We need you, though. We need you.
But this guy right here is going to take over baseball, man. He's going to be the Dan the Laker fan of baseball. I promise you
man.
that.
That's pressure, bro. That's pressure.
I'm telling you right now. So definitely go tap in with my guy. And also, I do want to plug myself in this time. Playback, guys. I'm trying to promote that as heavy as possible because playback is going to be the future, right? We can watch games together. And who knows? Right now, they got 20 VIP passes. By next year, they might have 40 or 50, right? Yeah. And it's been an absolute blast and pleasure. I've had my guy Jeff on there. Jeff, man, also over there on playback. So go follow him. We're over there, guys. And we need all you guys' support. If I could just transfer all you guys over to playback, oh man, you would see so much more content. But this morning I already dropped 2 videos of content over there, right? So we got good take, bad take, and then we did just a watch together, watch along. I didn't even appear on there, just on the chat, and I gave you guys VIP pass so we could watch Cavs versus Suns. Unfortunately, the Suns won. There's gonna be a lot more of that, man. But like Little Dex said, and he's been over there a lot. Shout out to Lil Dex, big time supporter, and shout out to Max, also big time supporters, man. They've been over there, and it's a party at Playback TV, man. So that I just wanted to leave you guys with that. But again, the most important thing here, man, is that it's always a pleasure having you guys on here. Please hit that like button if you already haven't. Thank you guys for joining us, and we leave you guys with these wonderful graphics here on the screen, man. We leave you guys with the wonderful graphics on this. Go shop courtkings.com right now. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me see if I can remove the let's remove
Chris is crazy, bro. Chris is
there. You go. Beautiful, beautiful, bro. Shout out to Chris, man. But thank you guys again. Go shop Court Kings right now. What are you guys waiting for? These shirts are on for a limited time. So make sure you guys are there. And thank you guys again. All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a great one.
Yeah, have a good one. Go Lakers.
No Portland hate.